Right now, officials are investigating a fire that destroyed a mobile home at a Columbia County campground. Plus, President Biden is set to meet with congressional leaders again to resume talks over raising the nation's debt ceiling. What's at stake? And a warning from Treasury officials. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in on this Tuesday. New at noon, a mobile home was destroyed after a fire broke out at a campground outside of Portage. Crews were called to the Pride of America campground just after 2:30 this morning for a report of a camper that was engulfed in flames. Firefighters were able to put out the fire, but the home is considered a total loss. Two other homes had minor damage. No injuries reported. It's unclear what caused the fire. This week, the Wisconsin State Patrol will have pilots monitoring traffic from the skies in south central Wisconsin. Aerial enforcement planned for I-3990 in Rock County today and Dane County on Friday. Officials say the aerial view will make it easier to spot drivers who are speeding and driving aggressively. When pilots see a violation, they radio a trooper down on the ground. Also new, a professional women's soccer team is coming to Madison. The USL Super League announced the new team on social media this morning, along with a dozen other clubs that will be part of the new league. The First Division League will launch 10 to 12 teams next year and will officially kick off in 2025. Forward Madison and Mayor Satya Rose Conway are sharing more information about the team right now at a press event. You can watch the full conference right now on channel3000.com. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Greg Barnard has looked now at your first warm forecast. A chilly start, but a nice day out there.
Yeah, pretty much. Once again, we got down in the 40s, but overall, it is a nice day. There actually are some interesting things happening in the atmosphere. It doesn't look that busy out there, but if you look at radar right now, it's fairly quiet across the whole Midwest. All the precipitation's out to the east or well to the south. However, if you look at satellite, you may think there's clouds to the north. That is not. That's the smoke that it actually is sinking south. Associated, there's also a cold front that's coming with it, but that smoke is from the fires that are happening in Canada, continue to burn up there. So feels serious, but I do think we're going to see some of that smoke continue to filter down, which if you look at the bigger picture, you can see extends all the way up into Canada. There's the cold front. You can see the cold air beginning to push across, creating those clouds up in the UP. That's what's going to be advancing this afternoon. So we'll stay warm, but eventually we will get some of that colder air and that smoke, which will make for probably some pretty good sunsets. There is actually dense air qualities up to the north because it is a little thicker as you go north of Minneapolis for air quality issues. We shouldn't see that amount of dense, but they've had seen some dense smoke up as you get close to Duluth area. Overall, we're in the mid-70s. We'll get back up into the 80s here soon. Northwest wind, but eventually that wind will turn to the northeast this evening. Right now, the winds are all right, 10 to 15 miles per hour out of the northwest. They will turn more northeast, as you see, as we plan that out through this evening. Once that front comes through, about 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., we'll start dropping those temperatures. But overall, still a good afternoon and evening. It's just the winds will turn around. Big picture-wise is once that passes, we're going to be tracking something up to the North Canada. That's our next system that'll bring showers and thunderstorms, and I'll track that a little bit later in the broadcast, along with maybe some more smoke that'll actually bring, too.
Okay. Canadian bacon.
Wish.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Greg, thank you. With temperatures warming up, officials are issuing warnings about high fire risk, especially for northern Wisconsin. In our area, we're seeing a moderate risk. DNR fire prevention specialists say the southern portion of the state greens up faster. That's why there's less danger. But as you head north, the sandy pine areas take longer to green up. If you're in the moderate risk area here in southern Wisconsin, the DNR recommends mowing your lawn in the morning or late in the day to avoid peak burn hours. You should also keep track of conditions on the Wisconsin Burn website. New today, the state Supreme Court ruled an amendment to the state constitution expanding crime victims' rights was properly worded that is, in a statewide referendum and legally adopted. The court voted 6-1 to overturn a Dane County judge's decision that the ballot description on Marcy's Law didn't adequately inform voters that it would diminish criminal defendant rights. Voters ratified Marcy's Law in April of 2020, adding it to the Constitution. The amendment expands a host of victim rights, granting them the right to seal information or records that could be used to locate them, and the right to be heard at a plea and parole hearing. They also can opt out of participating in depositions conducted by defense attorneys or opposing attorneys in civil matters, making it harder for criminal defendants to sue them. The U.S. could run out of money to pay its bills by June 1st if the White House and Congress don't reach a deal to raise the nation's debt limit and federal lawmakers are running out of time. Skylar Henry has the latest.
With the clock ticking, President Biden is meeting with congressional leaders again this afternoon, looking to reach a deal to hike the federal debt limit.
I appreciate the president finally willing to talk after 97 days, but there is no movement.
Despite public comments, sources tell CBS News that in recent days, the two sides have made some progress.
But I really think there's a desire on their part as well as ours to reach agreement.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is demanding federal spending cuts from the Biden administration, and one area of compromise could be rescinding COVID relief funds that have been approved but not yet spent. Other Republican proposals are much more controversial. The Office of Management and Budget released a memo saying proposed cuts would slash at least 30% of all areas outside Defense, the Veterans Affairs Department, and Homeland Security. This would severely impact programs including cancer research, Meals on Wheels for seniors, preschool and child care, and veterans programs. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says if no deal is reached, it would cause severe hardship to American families and harm our global leadership position. And adding to the uncertainty, President Biden is set to leave tomorrow for the G7 summit in Japan. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
It's important to note that OMB is part of the executive branch and appointed by the president. The FBI is facing sharp criticism. A Department of Justice special counsel found the Bureau made critical errors in its investigation into possible links between Russia and the Trump 2016 campaign. In his report, special counsel John Durham says the FBI lacked actual evidence when it launched a probe into then-candidate Trump's campaign. The FBI's original probe, known as Crossfire Hurricane, expanded based partially on a research dossier compiled by former British spy Christopher Steele. But Durham says he found investigators did not and could not corroborate any of the substantive allegations contained in the Steele reporting. Monday, the FBI released a statement saying its leadership has already implemented dozens of corrective actions that it says could have prevented missteps made in 2016. Should chocolate milk be banned from school cafeterias? The U.S. Department of Agriculture is considering that question, and there are strong feelings on both sides. At issue, the added sugars in flavored milk. Some say it's contributing to rising levels of childhood obesity. Others argue taking chocolate milk off the menu will lead to children drinking less milk overall, which means they would lose out on the calcium and other nutrients. The USDA is expected to make the milk decision the first part of next year. There's more to come in News 3 Now at noon. A digital media startup is filing bankruptcy. And good news for people hitting the road this Memorial Day weekend. Details coming up in the Money Watch report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
So your credit isn't the greatest? No problem. We offer guaranteed credit approval on vehicles you actually want to drive. Yes, we'll even guarantee your credit is approved. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
Recent hailstorms in your neighborhood may have caused damage to your roof. Don't let fly-by-night, out-of-the-state, inexperienced roofers rip you off. Who should you trust to fix your roof and do it right? Fry Construction. For more than 20 years, Fry Construction and Home Improvement has continued to earn the trust of area homeowners. And when the roof over your family is damaged, we jump into action. After all, we're your neighbor too. Call Fry Construction and Home Improvement now to get your free hail inspection.
Time to claim independence from winter and get outside for the first festival of the season. Sitten de Mai in Stoughton. Arts and crafts fans, come see quilts, hardanger, woonads, rosemalling, and vendors. It's the first festival of the season. Sitten de Mai in Stoughton.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
This month, all Core-Tech water-resistant flooring is on sale at Surgenian's. We offer the largest Core-Tech selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 12-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenian's.
Madison Magazine helps you ditch your digital devices and get out of town. Plan your grand escape with 29 amazing road trip ideas, from rustic cabins to spa retreats and everything in between. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and you'll get my customized forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now.
At Bergstrom Automotive, we are proud to offer negotiation-free upfront pricing. Upfront pricing means you can put your armor away. There's no battle with scary salespeople here. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom, for the yes.
Vice Media has filed for bankruptcy. The digital media startup that was once valued at almost $6 billion was known for its provocative news coverage and documentaries aimed at younger generations. The company says it will continue to produce content and operate normally during the bankruptcy, though it recently shuttered its Vice World News operation, which led to over 100 job cuts. And AAA says gas prices are down nearly $1 per gallon compared to a year ago. The average national price of diesel is also down over $1.50 per gallon compared to last year. That's good news, as millions of Americans are expected to hit the road for Memorial Day weekend later this month. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Checking stocks at the noon hour, the Dow Industrial is down 187 points. The NASDAQ, though, up 36. The S&P 500 down 9. Amazon is unpacking a new delivery plan that could lead to faster shipping times. The company has created 8 regions in smaller geographic areas set up to ship products over shorter distances. Amazon said items that are closer to customers will show up higher in search results on its website or app. The company says it's an effort to cut costs and speed up shipping times for the customer. So instead of Amazon's famous 2-day shipping, orders could arrive in 1 day or even sooner. A new report from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York shows Americans are carrying a record amount of debt, including credit card debt, that's up 17% in the past year. Jared Hill explains.
Using plastic is more popular than ever. Credit card debt remains at a record $986 billion, and most Americans are paying high interest on that borrowed money.
Credit card interest rates are crazy high, even by standard credit card terms.
Lending Tree's Matt Schultz says the average rate is about 21%, and the average balance is nearly $7,300. If you're making only minimum monthly payments, that would take almost 5 years to pay off.
I have a lot of debt. It's partially because I was irresponsible with my money and partially because I was never taught how to manage my money.
Earlier this year, we talked to Jamie Fellman, who racked up about $20,000 in debt and is documenting her attempt to pay it off. She increased her payments and created a budget.
On this side are my categories. On this side is how much I allocate each month.
She also transferred her balance to a new 0% card. Many companies try to attract new customers with a 0 introductory rate that goes up to standard rates after about a year.
Another thing that people don't necessarily know that they can do is just call the credit card issuer and ask them to lower your rate.
A survey found 76% of people who asked for a lower interest rate on one of their cards got it.
What's been the hardest part along the way?
Learning how to have boundaries.
Those boundaries have helped Fellman cut her debt in half. She's hoping to pay it all off in less than a year. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Well, Pam has today's egg prices next, along with Greg's latest forecast. And then today on Live at 4, get ready for the summer grilling season. Angie Horkin from the Beef Council has some great burger recipes.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Mother's Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Jeannie Mai Jenkins got the most out of being a talk show host. You met your husband on The Real. Your man might be somewhere around here. Plus, Robin Thede is here.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
Tomorrow, we visit a local plant expert for tips to get your garden off to a healthy start.
And send us your weather photos for a chance to win a free First Warn weather umbrella.
And we'll be watching a cold front for later in the week. Join us tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report joins us now. Beautiful day today.
Yeah, nice weather out there. And Wisconsin farmers are definitely capitalizing on it, Mark. We got our latest planting progress report, and in the past 7 days' time, a lot of farmers, especially in southern Wisconsin, really moved ahead. As far as the corn is concerned, we're still behind our 5-year average, but 33% of our corn is already in the ground. In fact, some of that crop, 5% they say, is already emerged out of the ground. We've got 24% of our soybeans planted, about 54% of our oats have been sown, and we've got 62% of our potatoes in the ground. One thing we want to keep an eye on, and you'll notice in a moment, all of our numbers are red today. Corn, soybeans, wheat, and part of it is because we've done pretty well getting things planted early. But keep an eye on the wheat contract. Today, that market is accelerated. Why? Because there is a wheat tour that's been going on probably for the past 5 days or so. They are down in Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle, taking a look at wheat there, and they're moving up into the Central Plains. And what they're finding out is we will probably see a historical number of wheat acres that are abandoned because they're thin, because they just didn't take not enough moisture last fall. Here in Wisconsin, 82% of our wheat is called good to excellent. That's a 10% jump in 1 week's time. So hopefully that puts our Wisconsin wheat producers in a little bit better position to try to capitalize on these higher prices. So watch what's happening in our wheat market. Hay conditions also improved this week. 76% of that called good to excellent. That's a 15 percentage point jump in 1 week's time. So like I said, we're still got plenty of ways to go when it comes to planting. But consider yourself in better shape than North Dakota. They only have 5% of their corn in the ground as of Sunday. Still cool and wet up there. Dairy markets today, a little bit mixed. Remember, some of the volatility we're seeing in the market is because school kids are going to be out for summer break. That is definitely something the dairy industry has to face. Barrel cheese today down 2 3/4 cents at 144 3/4. 40-pound block cheese was up 3 1/2 at 150 1/2, and AA butter unchanged. It is noticeable when schools conclude for summer break, especially when you're in the dairy industry.
Absolutely. Consumption goes down.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right, though. If we can keep that chocolate milk around, it might help.
I love chocolate milk.
And me too.
All right, Ben, thank you.
Yeah.
Another beautiful day in southern Wisconsin. Greg's back now with the complete forecast.
Yeah, it is actually, but we still have some things going on there. Interesting, like I mentioned, the smoke. We'll have dealing with that, some of that today, so watch for the sunset. Usually with smoke, you have pretty good sunsets. Maybe a shower today, but I don't think we'll see much with that front coming through. It's fairly dry. Best shot of showers and thunderstorms come Thursday night into Friday. Severe threat is low with this too, and then maybe some showers continue Friday. But the weekend right now looks dry, even through early next week. Continues to look dry spell right now too. Temperatures kind of back and forth. Today warm, tomorrow will be cool, but 70s, 60s will drop down. Overnight lows tonight, once again, we could see some 30s even tonight, 40s for most locations, so something to keep in mind of. And then really the weekend still looks seasonable temperatures, upper 60s, low 70s, where we kind of should be for this time of year. Really right now, as we watch the front, the only thing we're going to see with the front is just the wind change, really, as we go through this evening. As we climb up to 80, you'll see this northeast wind beginning to approach. So about 4 p.m., it gets close to Madison. The front then takes its time getting towards southwest Wisconsin, maybe by 6. Like I said, the only thing really going to see a few cloud cover, maybe a shower, but I think really it's going to be the wind from northwest. It'll turn northeast and start cooling things down fairly quickly as we get to this evening. Still overall, not too bad of conditions as we go through this evening. 60s by the time you get to 9 p.m., and then we'll be back in the 50s after midnight. Unfortunately, with this wind continuing overnight and drier conditions, we are going to get those temperatures get down into the low 40s. Even a few pockets of 30s are possible. Once again, a kind of a chilly night to speak of for this time of year. We should be about the mid to upper 40s. But tomorrow, too, with that northeast wind, our temperatures will not climb too much as we get through tomorrow. We'll see them climb back into the 50s by noon, and then 60s in the afternoon, probably mid-60s for most locations. So definitely about a 15-degree difference from today to tomorrow with that northeast wind. The good news is the winds will start turning around as we get towards Tuesday night, Wednesday, and then as we go into Wednesday into Thursday, the winds start turning around approach of a next system. So we'll warm back up for Thursday going into the time. As you wake up Thursday morning, upper 40s, low 50s. And then as we go in the afternoon, the wind starts picking up out of the south Thursday, which means our temperatures will climb back up. But as you notice, the cloud cover also starts increasing towards the afternoon. The system that we're watching, I kind of, the first part of the weather showed it. That's up to the north. It's in Canada. It's going to begin to dive south. This may actually pick up a little bit of smoke as it comes down, but as it's going to approach probably by Thursday evening, provide at least an opportunity for some showers, maybe thunderstorms with the cold front coming through, probably Thursday evening or Thursday time frame. And then on the backside of it, you'll see maybe a few showers lingering through Friday with a little bit colder northerly flow with it as the low kind of dips south. So that's a system that we're tracking that has the best chance probably for the precipitation maybe in the next 6 to 7 days right now as we look at things. Overall, the 10-day forecast shows that chance Wednesday and Thursday. We cool down Saturday just briefly, and then we climb back up for Sunday with dry conditions. And then next week looks overall fairly quiet. We'll see climbing temperatures back probably to the mid-80s maybe by the end of the work week, with the next chance of rain probably tailing off to Thursday or Friday. So overall, it's a dry stretch. And if we look even further out, it does look to be we're going to be kind of in a dry stretch through the end of May too, just what we've seen with the Climate Prediction Center right now saying.
We can use some moisture, especially up north.
Yeah, like I said, the fire season, and actually I think the National Fire Industry did give them a higher threat for fire up in northern Wisconsin for June, too, with the dry conditions. So something to keep an eye on.
Yep, absolutely. Greg, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. You'll want to stay tuned to see what Howard's making today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You've probably had your eggs scrambled, sunny side up and even poached. But have you ever had them like we're making them today?
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Stanley Steamer has been proudly cleaning homes and businesses in Madison and Southwest Wisconsin for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. Call and book a cleaning today. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
DePaco Credit Union empowers your well-being, helps you reach your goals. Because when our members love life, It makes a brighter community for all. DePaco can help you be well.
As summer approaches, is your house ready? Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation.
And right now, during Home Improvement Month, our labor is free, but that ends May 31st.
USA Insulation.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
Now's the time for cleaner indoor air with an air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. You've known us for carpet cleaning, but we've been cleaning air ducts for over 20 years. We do things the right way, cleaning your entire system. So if you need an air duct cleaning, call 1-800-STEAMER today.
If you've ever been to an English pub or a church potluck, then you're probably familiar with pickled eggs. If you're not familiar with them, you're probably thinking, really? Pickled eggs? Let me assure you that they're quite tasty and make a welcome addition to any summertime gathering. We start off by hard-boiling eggs and peeling them just like we normally would do. After they're peeled, we place them in a glass jar and set those aside. While those are cooling, we combine a good amount of white vinegar, water, some sliced garlic, a little sugar to give it a bit of a sweet and sour taste, a tablespoon of pickling spice, and some salt and pepper. After this comes to a boil, we carefully pour this over our eggs, cover them, and pop them in the fridge overnight. To make these Amish style, you can always add some beet juice or sliced beets to the brining solution. Put these out the next time your family comes over, or keep them on hand as a quick grab-and-go snack. Either way, they're sure to be a hit. To get the recipe for our tangy pickled eggs, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a picklicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Here's Greg now. One final look at the forecast. Just trying to process all that.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, we got a cold front coming through this afternoon, so we're not going to deal with much, maybe more just a wind shift, but notice the smoke, too. Something to keep in mind for sunset. We could have some good sunset with that smoke kind of pushing further south. Otherwise, just a wind change here this afternoon. That's what we're going to be looking for. Tonight, it will get kind of chilly in certain areas, upper 30s, low 40s, something to keep in mind of. Tomorrow, cooler with that northeast wind kind of coming that direction. So all the upper 60s, especially as you go closer to the lake, warmer as you go further to southwest Wisconsin, where they could hit 70. Other than that, the next chance of rain really is Thursday night, Friday, with another cold front coming through. It looks dry this weekend and pretty much for whole of next week.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.